Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the free-to-play. Thanks for being here today. It's Halloween. Didn't get home before midnight, and complications have pushed this till about 12:30. Oh, look, Balin, and we got the new assault battle with Imperial Remnant, so that's good. Because we don't have enough stuff to farm already. Balin Skull's executive Datacron, whatever, for Balin. It was not even yet in the game, but he will be soon. When am I going to pick him up, you ask? If only that were an easy question to answer. If only that were an easy question to answer. I wish it was, but it's not. I don't want. I feel like we're being nickel and dimed, or we're getting to the point where the game is trying to nickel and dime us. And if you don't understand what that means, then it's not going to make any sense. But essentially what I feel is happening is one of a couple of things. One is CG is wholeheartedly just giving us stuff to do to tide us over for whatever's next. And the problem is, I think on last night's episode, I talked about the only way you feel that there's too much, that there's not enough to do in this game is if is if this game is literally your life. I run 5 accounts, and granted, that's a lot. I'll admit. And some people feel overwhelmed because they're doing territory wars and they're doing roads and whatever. And yes, I admit the Naboo raid is insanely annoying. I mean, but in this guild, we're doing the speeder bike, and I just put it on auto. And why? Because I don't have good teams, so I just do what I can, and we get rewarded at the end of the day, and that's fine. But with the Naboo raid, I really have to sit there, and I really have to, just set aside however many minutes to do this battle, because I can't put it on auto, because if I do, things aren't going to work out, because it's not going to attack the Droidicas when they come out, and we're not going to use the right buff, and we're not going to do this, and we're not going to do that. So I have to sit there and manage the whole thing. And so that does take a little bit of time, but fortunately, we have, there's 3 guilds, but it's like rotating days to do it. And, it's not like I have an account where I'm pulling 1.2 or whatever, or I'm not in a guild where it's like you need a minimum of 10 million or else they kick you to the curb. So in that way, I'm fortunate. Plus, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's just, for me, it's not really a worry. And I know at some point it should be, but it's like you get to choose what controls you. And for me, like in this guild, we're doing, what are we doing? Hoth? We're doing Hoth in this guild. We're doing Hoth on, yeah, we're doing Hoth in this guild. We're doing Hoth in the original account. We're doing Hoth. And in the other free-to-play, we're doing Hoth. And the other two, we're doing Rote, but my account is, I don't know why they did Rote, because they did Geonosis last time with the daily account, and that was quite the thing sometimes. And that was a little annoying. And then you have Rote, which literally anytime we do Rote, all I do is I just deploy, because I don't have any units that can actually do anything. And so all I do is I just go in, and they're like, "Oh, hey, we're doing Rote," and I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll contribute by filling in the gaps, or I just go in there and deploy, and that's it." And I don't worry about JC because I don't like it personally. Conquest I enjoy, and I think I've moved on the Hyperlight account. I think I'm at the point with my CLS team where I can basically walk through anything I come up in there. The only problem is when I'm trying to complete a feat with teams that aren't quite at the level where they totally need to be able to do a feat and do it well. And that's a little problematic. But other than that, it's fine. It's just one of those things that you just have to deal with. And by and large, I just dance with who brung me, for better or worse. For better or worse, that's what I do, and it's fine. But other than that, largely, by and large, stuff is pretty good. I just did, and we're just building up a little TIE pilot here. Excuse me. Cannot help this cough. I'm so trying to get over this cough, guys, but I don't know. One of the super interesting point here in the Midwest where it was cold for a little bit. It was cold over the weekend, and then it got warm for Monday, Tuesday. No, Tuesday, Wednesday, and tomorrow Halloween is supposed to rain, and then after the rain, that's when it's supposed to get back to cold. But I usually get this once a season, whether it's fall or winter, and this year I just happen to be getting it super early because I usually get it in January, February, and this year I'm getting it in like late October. See, and so being able to get it and get over it early is key. And I don't mean to keep grabbing my nose, and I don't mean to cough and all this, and it's just where I am right now, and I apologize for it, but because I know it's super annoying. It annoys me too. Believe me. We got ship stuff. Can I actually put that on a ship? No, I don't. Can't. What if I need a couple more and we'll be done with another ship? We're done-ish. I know I'm not technically done, but come on. Have we finished everything? We need... Yeah, we just need to buy some stuff from the store. Oh my gosh, my nose. So let's go and... we got a couple of these. Let's do this real quick, and then we'll go take a look at the store. We didn't get to move anybody up, and I think that's okay. But as we begin to close down, I want to know what do you think about what is your opinion of these changes of the I guess infuriating tie dagger? That seems to be the genuine consensus. And Arnold's like, yeah, why didn't you do this when the ship came out? And I understand that, and because that's what I think is sticking in people's craw. Like if they would have put this stuff, this tie dagger in the account, if they would have tested the fleets and put it in the account originally, there would be no backlash because tie dagger. I mean, and Arnold made a good point of how many fixes had they had to do to the Leviathan because it was such a crappy launch last year. And I think they want to, and I think that's why they're taking so long with Balin and GL Ahsoka, is because they saw that stuff with Leviathan that they did last year. Because they did Leviathan and Leia last year, and this year they're not doing a ship, so they're doing Ahsoka very late in the year, and I think that's the reason why they've taken their time putting out all this stuff for Balin and Ahsoka, is because they want to try to test. And granted, they have to do a lot more testing with characters than they do with ships, which makes the ship thing all the more infuriating. And it's like, it didn't have to be this way, which is true in everything. We're getting ready to vote, and like I talked about it, people are obsessed with voting for this school levy here, and it's like, why? Do we not have a school that functions properly as is? And it's like and you're asking people to chip in and pay for it, and it's like, why? Because if we don't take advantage of it, we'll lose it. Then we lose it. It's fine. I mean, if you want me to rehash it, just watch the video from last night. But it's like, and I had this thought, what if they just came out with a bunch of Omicrons for a bunch of different characters? Like, if they came out with, like, I don't know, 10 Omicrons for 10 different characters, and they were all pilots, and they were all specifically designed for ships. And so you had a Plo Koon Omicron that lifted Negotiator. You had an Omicron for BAM or whatever that lifted Executor. You had a Omicron for Dash that lifted the Profundity, and you made people pick and choose which Omicron, because the likelihood that people are going to have enough Omicron meds saved up to throw on new Omicrons. So I think that would be fascinating if they came up with 10 different Omicrons that lifted various fleets in different ways and made people decide. And so you could theoretically take a trash Home 1 fleet and make it GA level. I mean, I think that would be fascinating, and I think that would be an interesting choice. Because then I get a sense that people don't hoard their Omicrons, because it's like, I don't have an Omicron for whoever on a lot of my accounts. But anyway, I just thought that would be an interesting way to do it. Anyway, hopefully we'll get more stuff tomorrow. Have a good one. Hold the line. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you know where to find me. God bless. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.